So you want to ride a motorcycle, do ya? There's quite a few things that I think are unexpected about becoming a motorcyclist as a woman in particular. And I don't know, I just wanted to rattle through some of those with you just in case you wanted to debrief on them before you get into this, or we can all commiserate together if you are feeling this yourself. Number one, half of your closet goes unused, unfortunately. If you're in weather conditions like I am, when it's nice out, you want to ride. So you wear your riding clothes because you want to be safe. And then you're just fully covered head to toe. You're rarely wearing your dresses, your skirts, unless you are putting together a very strategic outfit like I did in my previous outfits videos, going out for a date night, and you take the pants off, you put them in a bag or in a backpack, and like, look, now I'm in my dress. Isn't that amazing? But for the most part, day in and day out, you're probably just gonna start wearing your gear more than anything else, or wear things that you feel comfortable in on the motorcycle. A lot of your favorite things that you might have used to wear during your previous lifestyle are now collecting dust, which is super sad. This even spills over beyond the lower body protection. It comes into play when like you think about jewelry. A lot of women who like dangly earrings, long necklaces, chunky rings. If you're a nail girl, the gloves, you might need a size up in gloves if you want to have your nails did, if you like them long. When it comes to jewelry, you're taking that helmet on and off, and you basically have to have like huggy earrings. Those stay on pretty well, but studs, everything else is just gonna fall off. You're gonna try to find it on the ground. It's a nightmare. Don't even bother. And then long necklaces, if you could stuff them like down your shirt and like protect them between your cleavage or something. If you can protect your jewelry inside of your jacket, it should be fine. But if you're wearing your jacket open and your necklaces are flying in the wind behind you, they could break off. And or if you have like a little charm and the necklace is light enough, it's like waving in the wind behind you and it's smacking your helmet. Yeah, I'm going like, 60, 70 miles per hour over a bridge, and it's like pelting my helmet, and it's super distracting, which is bad. And then also you're annihilating it. So that's extra sad. Jewelry choices are very much limited. I have always been a rings girl. I love rings, and I have been recently getting into necklaces, but I will just wear all the same rings and just have to sometimes go into the glove to fish it out, especially if I'm wearing like a midi ring. Chunky rings can be difficult in gloves. If you want it, you commit to it, you make it work. That being said, hairstyling can also be limited. I'm not going to complain about helmet hair. I don't really think it's that big of a deal, but I'm also not the type of person to like do a lot. So I respect that some people are really suffering out there from helmet hair. But beyond that, like you can't put little clips in and stuff without it, getting pressed onto your head in the helmet, or just probably getting pulled off when you take the helmet off. And then if you do like braids or cornrows or any of those kinds of hairstyles where there's a lot of volume under there, you might literally have to size up, have like an extra helmet for when you have those hairstyles, because they're practical for the bike, but they change how much room your head needs in the helmet. So I'm going to think about. And of course, shoes are limited unless you're always dropping a pair of sneakers or sandals in your backpack and wanting to change when you get somewhere. You're probably going to be in boots, ankles covered, wearing pretty similar things the whole way long. If you're a type of person who's not into fashion and style and like having a uniform, this is perfect for you. This is great. It takes the choice out of a lot of things, and then it gives you like a reason to fall back on as to why you're wearing the same thing all the time. It's funny that people feel like they have to have a reason, like it's unheard of to rewear your clothes, but I want to give you permission now. You can rewear things until they fall apart, and then you can repair them. I don't know. People throw things out far too easily in the modern era, and I want less of that. My second thing I wanted to drop on you, first thing's frivolous, the aesthetics of it all, but secondly, people are going to have some preconceived notions about you, especially older generation. I feel like more like boomers and stuff, but it just it can be kind of loaded. People find out, as like sometimes I try not to tell people that I ride, just because I don't want that to be the standout feature as to why I'm interesting. I want my mind, the way I make people feel, the conversations to be the thing that stand out, not one of my hobbies. That's not even my biggest hobby. I especially also create motorcycle content, so it seems like that's the only thing that I'm up to, but that's my own burden. When you do ride, sometimes older people will think you're like a biker chick, or like it has these like terms associated with it. I remember I had a coworker who's a bit older. She's probably retired now. She's a little kooky. Most of our interactions were over like Teams messaging because I worked remotely and she worked somewhere else remotely as well. She found out that I rode through the grapevine and she's like, "Oh, you're a biker chick. That's so cool." And she goes, "Wait, biker chicks are groupies." And I was like, "Oh, what?" I don't know if that was just her hang up, but like, I guess being a biker chick to her meant that you just ride on the back, I guess. I don't really know. That's like beyond my comprehension. I'm not doing a multi-generational cultural study on what people think a biker chick is, but just know that it comes as a loaded hobby. And even for men too, if you ride like a sport bike, they're gonna think, or like a crotch rocket type thing, they're gonna think that you speed and are a nuisance on society. If you ride a Harley or something in the cruiser realm, they're probably going to think that you're trying to be a badass, or you are a badass, or you're interested in organized crime, or you wish you were, or you want to look like you're part of organized crime, or you're having a midlife crisis. There's a lot of just baggage that can come with motorcycling culturally. Obviously, it doesn't matter, but just know that you might have to answer some weird questions that you never used to answer before, because you're doing something pretty interesting and it's something that a lot of people want to do. Know that when you roll up places, a lot of people are going to want to talk to you about your bike. Maybe they used to have one like that, or I mean, it just brings the stories out in people. And that's actually kind of one of the best things about it, is it's a really good icebreaker conversation starter when you're riding and when people just want to chat and connect. So don't resist. I used to just feel like it was very startling to me when I first started riding that people would just cold approach so often, but then you get used to it. And honestly, nowadays I see less of that. I don't know if things have changed with the pandemic or with me being on a different bike, or maybe I just interact with human beings less often than I used to. Maybe I'm an old hag and no one wants to talk to me anymore. But yeah, what's something that you were surprised about when you started riding, or now after years of riding you've observed that you weren't expecting when you first started? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. And you can even let me know if you're a man too, because we care about your opinion and I like to hear what you have to say. My name's Meghan Stark. Subscribe to this channel if you're new around here. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. Write me something mean if you feel like it. I'm probably not going to read it. I have a great mean detector and I can just scroll right by that. All that aside, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the people who've been around here for a long time. I've been making content on YouTube for like 5 years, I think, which is crazy. And I just want to say thanks for coming along the ride. Until next time, ride safe.